What up, though? How's everybody feeling tonight? I mean, today, I should say. Just gonna let some people get in and start really cooking on it. What up, though, Terry? Uh, what up, though, Terry? You doing? You all right? What's good? Boxing House, what's good? Just want to. I got a question. You seen that match room when that purse bid for Barboza and Powell, and they said it's one of the possible dates and locations was Detroit. Who the hell they gonna put on that Detroit? You see my mic is low. Who the hell they gonna put on that Detroit card? Is my mic still low? What's up? Okay, low. Is my mic still low? Who the hell they gonna put on the Detroit card with Barboza and Paro? That just don't. I don't know. I just don't see that. I just don't see that happening. Not in no Detroit. You know, I'm originally from Detroit. Baumgartner and Hitchens. You know, Baumgartner ain't really from Detroit. I don't know if people know that. She's not from Detroit. She's from Ohio, and she doesn't live in Detroit. She's never lived in Detroit. She lived in I think Bingham Farms or something like that. Yeah, but you know, she's not really. Even with the Clarissa Shields fight in Detroit, Clarissa is still known for being from Flint, and Flint is like 45 minutes away from Detroit. It's a shit, longer than 45 minutes, like an hour and 15 minutes. It's a whole different culture between Detroit and Flint. Like you just don't jump in the car and you ride up to Flint. That's something that you plan. Uh, you know, yeah, that's something you plan. That's like me. I'm in Cincinnati now. Like me, I just don't jump in the car and ride up to Dayton. You know, that's something that I plan. But Flint people, I guess Flint people might come. I guess they might come out to see what's her name? Clarissa Shields. But like I said, that's a long ass drive. But we will see. We will see. Anyway, as you see, people are talking about this rehydration clause that Tank supposedly had on Barrios. Now Barrios has come out and said something about it. Do y'all care? Does anybody care? Because me personally, especially Barrios, because Barrios, remember, he said he couldn't make 140 to fight Regis. So you basically just took a money fight. You know? You just basically took a fight for money because you wouldn't make 140 for Regis. So why the fuck would I care about what you got to say now? Because I wanted to see you fight Regis. But when you had the opportunity, you said you couldn't make 140, but you could make it for Tank. So yeah, of course you're gonna have some stipulations go on there. I don't know. I don't get all into these into these rehydrations and rematch clauses. Because I feel like this. Yeah, I feel like this. If you say if you can't sign and why, if you say yes, then that's on you. Because no is always an option. If you're willing to sell yourself for some money, then that's on you. But don't be out here sign a contract and then start whining about it. That's what I didn't like about Ryan. Because he sounded like he was after he signed that contract, he was trying to negotiate to shame them to get them to drop it. That's why he started talking about it in the media. He was trying to shame them to get them to drop it. But look, I don't talk about that shit. Like even when people always complain about Canelo dehydration, bro, I don't give a fuck. Get out there and beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about boxing is you always going to be, fighters always going to put you at a disadvantage. And it's up to you to overcome that disadvantage. And this ain't something new. This is shit that's been going on forever. Some guys are able to overcome it and win, but you know, some guys not. A lot of them not. A lot of them aren't able to overcome it. But most of those guys aren't that good in the first place. Barrios had Floyd nervous. Yeah, he did. He did have Floyd nervous. Floyd even told him at one point, "You losing the fight." Which I don't know what the scorecards were at that time, but he even told him at one point, "You're losing the fight." And Tank turned it up from that point on. Now, and we also have We also have excuse me. We also had um there you go. I'm trying to remember how to put the comments up at the top. But you also had a okay the rehydration clause for all IBF title fights. That's not non-unifiers. But I always thought people thought that was a good thing to combat weight bullies. You know, so who has IBF right now? With Devin has them all. So you know, if you have more than one belt, you're not you don't have to stick to that rehydration clause. You remember Danny Jacobs blew um against G, and everybody was complaining about that. Well, he didn't come to the second day weigh in, and this and that. Dude blew it. He blew it. He didn't want to fight for that belt. Anyway, that's all I got to say on that situation. We need to stop signing and whining, get out there and fight, do what it takes to win, and like Floyd did, like what's my man name? Like Duran did, even though he couldn't pull off the second time. But like, you always gonna have these situations where the A side fighter is going to do whatever they can to handicap. What they're gonna take whatever advantage they can to win the fight. Like Sugar Ray Leonard said, negotiation fight is won in a negotiation room. Boxing has always been that way, and it will always be like that. If somebody has leverage on you, they're not going to give their leverage. All right. Second thing, real quick, is this Tio. Y'all all seen that video I posted on Twitter that blew up from Tiafimo. Right? Tiafimo on Punch Drunk Show, blaming black people, the black fighters at Top Rank, that they're promoting them more, and which we all know is just no kernel of truth to that. What they're promoting more are fighters who have seen to connect with the fans, fighters who have won titles, fighters who have been professional, made weight, sold pretty good tickets, got good ratings on TV. That's what they're promoting more. It has nothing to do with which I ain't gonna say it has nothing to do with black fighters, but I do think Top Rank. I said it when they signed the Olympics. They made a specific pivot towards black fighters because they seen that's what was selling. Because if you had looked at it before, if you remember before the pandemic, Bob Arum was talking about taking his fighters overseas because they wasn't selling tickets here in America. He was talking about shit. Crawford was supposed to be fighting in South Africa. I don't know if y'all remember that, but he was talking about taking his fighters overseas to fight because they wasn't really selling. So Top Rank did see they did see they had to pivot to black fighters, black American fighters, to get like higher ratings, sell more tickets and stuff like that. I don't know if y'all remember that. You look up an article when Bob Arum said he's going to start taking his fighters overseas. What's up, Skill? Because they wasn't doing well ticket sales here. But since then, they signed the whole U.S. Olympic team, and they've been putting them on TV, and the ratings have been pretty good. So that was a specific pivot that they made. But Teofimo has also had Heisman Trophy dates, which is the biggest ratings of the year when they usually do that. He's also been on Crawford's undercard, which Crawford always had great ratings. He was the co-main of Crawford undercard. And really blew his stock up. He got the Lomachenko fight. He's coming back now and he's fighting Josh Taylor, the champion, who's coming to America to fight at Madison Square Garden on the Puerto Rican Day Parade. With Xander Zayas on the undercard. So you've been put in these spots. Your job has just been to win. That's all you need to do is win, because you've been put in very prime time, great slots for you to build your name and become a star. But you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. Your end of the bargain was to win, and you lost to Kambosa, and Devin Haney had to go over there and clean it up. Because I truly believe if Tio had beat Kambosa, there would have been a rematch with Lomachenko. Everybody wanted to see that rematch with Lomachenko. Everybody wanted to see that rematch again with Lomachenko. If he had won, they would have had a rematch with Lomachenko. It would have been on pay-per-view. Now, but he fumbled the bag. And now instead of being interested Mirror, he wants to blame black people, which is outrageous. It's outrageous. You telling me Loma and all these other the Maloney's and New and Top Rank signed plenty of foreign fighters and have pushed them. T.O. has always had a clear path to stardom, a clear path. Yeah, he's always had a clear path with Top Rank's backing to stardom. Even after he talked all that shit about him when he went to Triller, he still came back and they still signed him to an extension. Yeah, they still signed him to an extension. So he just didn't hold up his end of the bargain. He did not hold up his end of the bargain. All Loma Chico fans. Yeah, I know they all did, BB. Everybody wanted that fucking rematch. And he lost the belts to Cambosis. Excuse me. Y'all got to understand how crucial that was to Top Rank. Look at all the 135 pounders they have now that they're building up. And you lost all the fucking belts. Devin Haney had the WBC, but you lost all the belts. You took every single belt that they had, you took and lost them. And now they gotta scramble to get them back. Luckily, Devin Haney did the job, went over there and won 2 times and brought him back. Now he's getting a pay-per-view fight with Loma. Like, man, you and your father, these dudes are fucking delusional. They're mad about talking about Jared Anderson's getting. Of course, man, these people pay these people in order to. What's up, Dark Truth? And these people pay these people. They're paying them to build them up as stars. That's why you see all the, with the prospect heavy cards. That's because they want to see the payoff in 2 or 3 more years down the road. That's why you see. Matter of fact, Keyshawn was on his undercard. Not Keyshawn. Who was all on T.O.'s last undercard? T.O. last undercard was full of young black prospects. This nigga is a hater. I ain't even gonna say he sounds like a hater. He is a hater. He is a hater, and he's pointing his finger towards in the wrong direction. Because what you did ain't got shit to do with what's going on with you. You got the Puerto Rican Day date coming up in New York with the champion of 2 belts, the lineal champion, former undisputed, never lost, coming from Scotland to New York City. When he could sell 15,000 in Scotland, he's coming to New York City to fight in front of 5,000 people on a Puerto Rican Day parade with Xander Zayas on your undercard. But you want to talk about they not promoting you. No, they're promoting you. You just don't know you just can't fucking win a fucking fight. That's the problem. It's you. You can't win a fight. He expects to be treated a certain way, but he don't want to hold up his end of the bargain. His end of the bargain is simply to win. That's it. That is it. Anybody got something to add, y'all can add. And then, oh yeah, I knew somebody that was at the T.O. versus Cambosis fight at MSG. They said T.O. Daddy was in the crowd drunk. He was in the crowd drunk before the fight. So you got a whole man, you got a whole list of people, man. List of people. All right, now I'm gonna do this Loma versus Haney. Yeah, exactly. He's a ballroom fighter. Now this Loma versus Haney fight, I've been talking about this since last night. I've been watching this shit. I need everybody giving a picks for this fight because this is a 50-50 fight. I don't like what I'm hearing. And what I'm hearing is Haney by domination. What's up, BBO? And I'm telling y'all, this is not. I redid a lot of parlays today with Loma as winner. This is not no goddamn easy fight for Devin Haney. I don't understand what people are seeing to think that he's just going to 10-2 Lomachenko or he's just going to, he's not going to, man, look, Loma, you look at Loma, this fight is giving him trouble. And all 3 of the fighters have not the same style, of course, but have a similar type of style. Oh, okay, I got to get in my other phone. Pressure fighters. Salido, when he had his most success, Who was the other one he had as much success? Salido beat him. Jermaine Ortiz. People keep going back to this Jermaine Ortiz as saying that T.O. that Loma has lost his step. No, Jermaine Ortiz he pressured him like Loma has always had problems with pressure fights. Always, yeah. Devin has slow feet. He's not a slick fighter. That's what I keep trying to tell people. Dude is not a slick fighter. I don't understand what they're saying is slick at because he's not slick at all. And also T.O. T.O. had his pressure so much he had Loma wouldn't even throw a fucking punch for 6 rounds. And that's not Devin's style. And if Devin thinks he's gonna sit back there and pose with Loma, it's not gonna happen. You can't give you giving Loma time to think. If you give him time to think, that's the wrong game plan. That is the wrong game plan. You cannot pose with a fighter like him. You have to be aggressive and you have to attack. And that's not Devin's game. So I definitely had this as a 50-50 fight. People think I'm tripping. A lot of people think I'm tripping. I'm telling you, this is, like they say, styles make fights. And this style definitely favors Loma in this. Let me see. Tunnel Vision said he got it. Lomachenko 7-5 or 8-4. Devin has slow feet for a slick fight. Devin, yes, he is a stepper fight. Devin is not as strong as Ortiz and not a pressure fighter. He's not. And I keep imploring people, please go back and watch that goddamn Jojo Diaz fight. A lot of people say like Jojo got, he was coming on late. No, he was even early in the fight. He was having success. It's not Tunnel. But people telling me, like, I spend a lot more time on Twitter than YouTube. But the consensus, every time I try to bring it up, I get told, Devin's gonna watch this dude. I ain't never seen Devin watch. Who has Devin ever watched? Who has Devin ever just watched? I mean, Linares, what was the score to that? Like 9-3, 10-2? I don't care much for Linares. I never thought he was anything special. That's the vacant belt champion. Every fucking belt he done got been a vacant. I mean, letting fucking Luke Campbell run you to the wire. You see how Loma did Luke. You also see, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You also see how Ryan did Luke. This motherfucker had 2 fights with Luke Campbell. I've never really cared that much for Linares. He's always been overrated. But yeah, but okay, let me tell you something. Yeah, with jab and grab, and you ain't gonna be able to jab and grab motherfucking Lomachenko. If that's your strategy for that fight, it's over. And what I noticed about Devin is that he loses exchanges. But so far he's been able to, kind of make up with that with exactly like I said, jab and grab. But when he gets into exchanges, he loses. Oh man, we talking about Gamboa. I'm talking about decent level competition. We talking about Gamboa. We talking about Gamboa. I'm talking about decent level competition. Man, I had some notes on this. I forgot. I got to go back to the chat. I had some notes on this shit. Let me see. Yeah, I noticed that. Dark Truth. It's a lot of things that people are overlooking when it comes to Devin Haney because I understand he's a fan favorite. He's a YouTube favorite. He's a fan favorite. He's a gym warrior. Everybody inspired him. He inspired everybody. So, his family, what's up, Nick J? His family is, well liked by everybody. I understand that. I fully understand that. But you have to take, because listen to what I'm saying. If you'd have caught me 2 weeks ago, I was like, yeah, Devin should win this pretty easy, pretty handy. But I done sat back because I'm about to put so much money on these next couple of fights and actually watch the fights. And this is not going to be no goddamn easy fight. It's not going to be easy at all. He very well may lose this fight. I'm gonna see what he come. And then that last weight cut, man, you can't keep going to the well. Like I keep telling everybody with Jamal Charlo, people think Jamal Charlo will beat Canelo. Jamal Charlo cannot beat Canelo. You can't keep going to the well. Eventually, that well is dry, and keep cutting the 135. That well is gonna be dry. It may be this fight. It very well could be this fight. That's why you see Jamal. Nah, I don't mean Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo. When people talking about he struggled against that last fighter he fought. I forget the dude that Adamas just KO. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. He struggled against him because he keep trying to go to that well. You can't keep flicking that switch on. You can't just turn the shit on and off. You have to keep it on. It has to always be on. Montiel, that's what he's for. You know, he beat him, but like I said, you can't keep going to that well, man. Eventually that well is gonna be dry. Now, if Devin blows weight for this fight, I'm changing my pick back to Devin for sure. LW, I'm supposed to be doing an app. I'm waiting on this dude to build my app, then I'm gonna do the website back up. But I'm waiting on this dude to build me an app. No, Maul struggled against Montiel. Even though he beat him, it wasn't one of his best performances because he's been bullshitting. And as you see, after that fight, he done took 2 years off because you can tell he's been bullshitting. But he kept trying to go to that well. And that, yeah. That well gonna eventually run dry. That's why I said Canelo might fight Charlo next. If Canelo, because Canelo ain't beaten Bivol. Bivol is, yeah, exactly, Tom. Canelo ain't beating Bivol. I mean, ain't no sense to get his ass whooped again. But I could see Canelo probably fighting Charlo next. You know, Charlo coming off 2 losses. I mean, 2-year layoff. He'll probably have one fight in between. You know, that's a perfect time to pick him and bring him up to 168. I don't think he's fighting Benavidez yet. I think he'll make Benavidez fight Morrell. Even though I ain't the biggest Morrell fan, he might beat Benavidez, and I hate that too. I hate it too, but he might beat Benavidez. Hopefully, Charlo and Morrell. That's true. Okay, but let me see my notes that I took for this Haney versus Loma. Y'all give me your opinion. How y'all see this? I've seen a couple of y'all. How do y'all see it technically? Breaking it down. I think there's a good chance versus Lubin on June 24th. I want to see if Lubin okay after the fight. Yeah, I do too. And he's moving up. That's at 160, right? Well, yeah, one of the things I want to see, the pace. If Loma could fight this fight at his pace, if he could fight this fight at his pace, meaning not just throwing shots, but you know, just keeping Devin constantly moving, having to constantly move, step back, pivot, keeping him constantly moving. I want to see if he can fight this at his pace. Another thing about the JoJo fight, if you notice, JoJo wasn't jabbing his way on the inside. He was earmuffs. Catching and getting inside, which is a problem. Because a fighter ain't supposed to be able to not jab to get inside, but he was just earmuffs and he, you know, catching on the gloves and still getting inside. And when Devin ain't really, the head movement ain't really there. It's a lot of upper body movement, more so the head movement. And he likes to dip. If you notice, he likes to dip. And JoJo was catching on that. When JoJo shortened up that left hook, he started catching him on the top of the head when he went to dip to get out the way. Stronger in the clinch. People talk about, I got to look at Loma clinching again. Because I noticed that Loma like to pull out of those goddamn clinches. That's how you gonna fuck his shoulder up. I gotta look at Loma inside. And Loma is a better inside fighter also. So, but I'm gonna have a real. I'm gonna do a breakdown of this fight. I got two people that's coming on live with me to break it down. We're gonna have film and everything. Uh, I was talking to Rito about it. He brought up another. He said JoJo. You know, he brought up the same thing. I said he kept catching Dev clean because he's switching from straights to hooks. Even catching him with the right hooks with that 2-1 combination. And Haney slowed down the back half. Yeah, he does. He does. He does make a whole scene. He likes to pull out of there, like when he got his hands tied up here, jerk and pull out. But man, this is gonna be a. I'm not gonna give y'all my final prediction, but this is gonna be a very interesting fight. This is gonna be a very interesting fight. And the thing about it, Loma, you know, he a double, triple, quadruple that jab to get inside. Double, triple, and quadruple that jab to get inside. So, you know, Devin's gonna have to constantly be moving back. One thing about he does have the side, the height, which a step back for him is a bigger step back than for an average 135 pounder. You know, to get out of range, it's a lot easier for him to get out of range than the other 135 pounds. But like I said, when he gets up against close to them ropes, it's a lot of upper body movement, not a lot of head movement. Then he goes to the clinch. He goes to the clinch. But what other notes do I have on this fight? I got a whole thing. I got a whole breakdown of this. No, he don't. And I think that's going to be more of an issue. And Loma don't fight well on the back foot. Loma also don't transition from defense to offense well. You know, he's all one or the other. But neither one of them are great counter punches. Yeah, neither one are really great counter punches. I don't know. This is going to be a very good fight and a very good fight to break down. But as of now, I changed my pick to lean Loma. I've hedged all my bets to lean Loma. Another one I got is Canelo by points. I don't think Canelo gonna stop Ryder, but I got to go back and look at some tape of Ryder. I'm just going off a feeling with that one. The reason I say Canelo by points is because these hometown fights, always too much pressure. Almost always too much pressure on the hometown fighter. They too busy doing every other goddamn thing but training. You got people asking them for tickets. You setting up and from what I heard, they are Canelo and Reynoso is very involved in the staging of this fight, the promotion, the undercard, and all that shit. They are very involved in the staging of this fight. So yeah. The blacks. So I got Canelo by points, even though I'm gonna go back and look at that one too. But I do have Canelo by points. I just think I hate these hometown fights because the fighters are always distracted. But I'm gonna go look at Ryder one more time. Devin about to put it on. Okay. I'm gonna be very sneak. I'm gonna be very surprised and shocked if he could put it on Loma. Devin has, yeah. But you know what? When I first read that, I was like, damn, Bob gonna try to run Loma because he wants security to beat him. But then I started looking at him like, you know what? He making a lot of sense. What he actually said made a lot of sense. And that's what prompted me to go back. Okay, all right, cool, boobs. That's what prompted me to go back and look at a couple fights and shit. I'm definitely check out Ryder. But that's just like I'm saying, I'm just going off a gut feeling and how mentalities and how people usually react, how fighters always usually react when they go back home. It seems like they never have a good showing when they go back home. So they be doing too much shit other than getting ready for the fight. Do you know how through the roof I would get if Ryder was to beat Canelo? Give it a go. No, Ryder, that's exactly what you're gonna do. Give it a go. I don't have to stop him. I don't have Canelo stop him. You never know. Shit, you never know who's gonna be that referee. He might step. Oh yeah, that's another thing for the Devin fight. Who's gonna be the referee? Now if Kenley Bayless in there, that definitely favors Loma. That definitely favors Loma. So that's gonna be interesting to see who's the referee. But yeah, when I went back and looked at what Bob was saying, I was like, you know what, he might be right. He might be right. But Neek, if you think if you think if you think Devin about to put on the show, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be severely disappointed. I'm not saying that Devin could win, but putting on the show, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Aaron said, I gotta find shit now. But yeah, my most important thing is gonna be the pace of the fight. Hold on, give me 1 second. Matter of fact, Lou Bella was like that. He saw the tweet. And he was like, "What's up, J-Ro?" Uh, so I went back. J-Ro, I don't think you didn't hear my prediction. I just been giving it in the group chat. You didn't hear my prediction. Haney Loma. Okay, Nick. But anyway, he was saying like, if you want to keep the black brothers, keep on too. What's up, brother? He was saying like, I'm going to listen to this one. I wasn't saying nothing special. I just gave a quick breakdown of Haney versus Loma, which I have changed to a 50-50 fight. I am outside. I go for my daily walk. Uh, I go for my daily walk. So I'm outside right now. You see what Terrence Crawford posted today? Y'all see what Crawford posted today? Okay. Oh no, that ain't it. Fuck. Oh, Booze, you was the one that. Hold on. I'm getting frustrated because I can't find this shit. What did I tweet? What's up, Mark Nash? I tweeted the fucking it was an interview. Anyway, Bob Aaron was saying, man, this is some bullshit. He was saying it's a good money to bet on Loma, to bet on uh yeah, to bet on Loma. Hold on 1 second. Uh, man, what is let me search that. Okay, here it is. Here it is. All right, here it is. Bob Arum suggests betting on Loma against Haney. This is Bob Arum saying. But if you want to make a smart bet, make it on Loma. Loma is one of the best boxers we've seen in the seen last in the 10 to 20 years. Someone who is close to him now is Shakur. Can Haney meet that experience and cleverness? If Haney was a bigger puncher, well, people could say it's not going to be that competitive. But we know Haney is a very good boxer, not a puncher. I think that means trading skills with Loma. And Loma, based on his body of work, is a very skilled boxer. I think it's very, very close. And depending on the odds, you get a good bet would be Loma if the price is right. And he's currently 225. Plus 225, which is a great bet. Which is a great bet. My bad, Joe. What you say, Terrence needs to stop negotiating. I'm gonna believe Loma is Loma's on the guard. Wouldn't be outside pick for Devin. Devin ain't stopping Loma. But Loma might stop Devin. I'm telling y'all. Man, that left hand is a motherfucker, and Devin is open for it all day. All day. What's up, Coach Amber? I know people ain't gonna really take you serious, but wait till I do this breakdown of this fight, and y'all see what I'm talking about. He might get stopped. I mean, like I keep saying, you can't keep going to that well, man. This weight cut is gonna be nasty. This weight cut is going to be nasty. Nasty. Noma still under contract. Positive. Yeah. This weight cut is going to be nasty. Oh, Bud tweeted out either you on my side or you with me or against me or some shit like that. Like I said, I heard July 29th. When Aaron talks like this, you have to worry. He said the same thing before Manny lost to Tim, before Manny lost to Horn. Yeah. I heard July 29th with Pitbull Cruz on the undercard against Cabrera or some shit like that. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I put 50 on Devin off the nice chat, but I can't look. I got like 4 parlays with Devin in it. Today, I went and changed them all. I went and redid them, but I put Loma in it just to hedge it. Confident in this pick. Also, the same one I told y'all, Bivol was gonna watch Canelo. Remember that? Well, I wasn't on here on YouTube when I was telling this. Also told y'all Caleb Plant ain't no fucking good boxer, and he ain't slick. And Benavidez gonna wash his ass. That's what I said. These people, I'm telling y'all, fucking shoulder roll and the check hook don't make you a slick boxer. Slick means being able to swim without getting wet. Can you stand in the pocket and trade without getting hit? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially coming off Ramadan. Bro, this boy head is being set up on a platter for Shakur to come in there and take them belts away from Loma. For Shakur to take them belts away from Loma, and they don't even see it. But it's going to be interesting. All right, y'all. I'm about to start my walk back home. And look out for the breakdown. I got 2 people coming on here with me to do a breakdown of the fight. It's going to be pretty good. We ain't going to do it until after the Canelo fight. I call both those fights too. I'm telling you, Devin about to put it. Okay, Neek J. If when the fight get closer, if you need somebody on your panel to disagree, make sure you send me an invite, because I would get on there and I would tell you exactly how this fight is gonna go. And it's gonna be a fucking left hook to Devin, whose legs is already gonna be weak from this fucking weight cut, probably around the 8th round. He's gonna start stumbling over there with them Bambi legs. I'm telling you, that not knee boy is about to get put down. No, I wouldn't be too hard on him. He's taking a risk, but we'll see. Y'all gonna be surprised come May 23rd. All right, y'all.